An Aston is a car for life. It really is. Some of the cars here today, and Tom May's in particular, they've been half wrecked, they've been rebuilt, and look at them today. That car, 50 years old, 80 miles an hour for 80 laps, which is an incredible achievement for any car, but not for an Aston. Oh, they keep up this wonderful tradition of the older cars, such as mine and Tom May's here today, built to an enormously high standard that give terrific satisfaction to the driver. I've had DB4s, 5s and 6s, and recently I had the DB7 out for a week. And it's a sensational motor car. It benefits from wider technology perhaps than Astons could have had before, but it's a super car. And the Vantage which they're making is one of the world's very greatest sports cars. There is no doubt about it.
Proposing to average over 80 miles an hour, as I said, in 80 minutes on the birthday of my 80th year. And I originally sort of dreamed that up because it seemed a good thing, and it's something to go for, which I believe hasn't happened before. Really, it goes back to 1935, which incidentally was the club was Aston Martin Owners Club was founded on the 25th of May, the night of, and on the 26th of May, which was the first full day of the founding of the club, was also my birthday, and on that day my parents gave me my first Aston Martin, and really that was the connection from then. And I kept the car right through till about January, February of 1940, after war broke out. I bought it, I think, for about £60 and sold it for, I think, £10 or £12, something like that. I can't remember what I paid, probably for my uniform with it. Sometimes I worry about the bit below the steering wheel, and sometimes I worry about the nut that holds the steering wheel. And I mean, my doctor's checked me and he said, you should be all right, you're just about last out for this. So he said, now you've got to get into training. And I said, oh yes, what do I do? And he said, well, if you want to cut down and get some exercise. So instead of, when I buy my chocolate now, instead of motoring to the sweet shop, I'm walking. So I feel I've really started this training, and we'll see how we get on. Everything has been rebuilt on the car, not with the idea of it being a concours winner. I'm not particularly interested in that. I'm more interested in it being a fast, good-looking, standard example of a DB2, which I really think it is. The DB2s had 2.6-litre engines. It's a twin overhead cam, beautifully built, beautifully engineered. These cars were basically designed or used for racing. They were the car to beat in their class, undoubtedly. And these cars raced at Le Mans, not this particular one, but this is how they all came out. And that is the light, of course, when they came into the pits at night. And these are spare racing plugs and racing spanner. And the whole car really was racing orientated. And in fact, you see, there's no soundproofing underneath here. So in these days, you had to shout a bit. But they were very light cars. They look heavy, but it's an all aluminium body, and they had trailing link front suspension, coil springs all round, and they were really ahead of the game. They are beautiful little British cars, no question.